Well, they haven't a really fucking weird thing. I was doing a commentary about the start of this level, which is, well, what Doom is. You go forward and you slaughter everything. But there was a quite unpleasant thing of game crashing, and as the game also crashes, that means the recording also fucks up. But oh, look at that. Demons show up. So I have to crawl down to this pipe and grab the supercharge.
Demonic presence at unsafe level.
I noticed myself, I found myself in a weird, unpleasant place with unsafe level of demonic activity. That's bad. It's very bad for demons. This Doom guy is nothing but unsafe level of dangerous activity. Big explosions. Hand grenades. Rockets. But then again, yeah, Doom guy is on his way to Lazarus Labs, which started the demonic invasion in the first place. And of course that means that's the place where Doom guy wants to go to kill everything in sight and in mind, and generally just around. As that's what the Doom guy does best. Doom guy doesn't negotiate, and there's nothing about pseudo-realistic gunplay of more modern shooters. No, Doom guy just does matters with the most simplistic manner. He sees things, he shoots at them, and things run at him. Actually, run from him. Don't run from him. Don't climb to walls either, you ugly things, or before the Doom guy will be making mesh out of you. Oh yeah.
Knockdown disengaged.
Good. Things get a bit more calm once every demonic thing is dead. That's the... oh shit, there was a haste over there. I could have grabbed that and made it killing demons even faster and crazier. Well, any case.
Volunteers are currently needed for the U.S. Scientific Revenant Research Program. Expand your potential.
Oh, there you are.
Something new, and go beyond mere mortal limitations. See Jessica and Human Resources to find out if you qualify.
Things are quite in a state of messy. Oh yeah, that's the route forward, but this is a route elsewhere, and hopefully it's a secret. Yes, it is. Yes. There's one of these USB discs in a guy's armor. That I still think that's a quite bad place to wear any put any kind of chip or something. That's right in front of the area you can expect hits coming.
Activated the hell wave from somewhere inside this facility. I did hope she could rise above their influence. I was wrong. She proved to be weaker than I thought she'd be.
And there was the handy. Thank you. I am not buying anything, I am merely punching you to the face. Good salesman. Still gets his products sold. But yeah, Olivia Pierce proved to be allied to demons, released captured demons from their cells, and also made the Lazarus way, which made every person around here more or less what they are like. More or less made things as they are, right. Using all kinds of impressive and expressive methods of... Oh, this... Oh, Cyber Demon. That's, if anything, is foreshadowing that there is something, that there's Cyber Demon existing in this form of Doom as well. And it was the boss of second episode of Classic Doom. Yes, that was time when games usually had, or at least Doom and its predecessor Wolfenstein 3D had a shareware, which is to say you can freely copy, distribute and all that kind of stuff version, which had something like an eighth levels, and generally, and you could spread that, and if you then wanted more, you could buy more by the next episodes or whatever. I think nowadays there's something like something similar methods in game selling, which is interesting, that very old feeling method of like 5 episodes and episode 1 is free for everybody, but after that it's not, unless of course you buy the season pass or something like that thing. So those are quite interesting things. But quite interesting to notice that despite times being different about over 20 years later, the basic idea can still apply, even though at one phase it was quite much missing, and nowadays of course there's the community funded and all those things which have become more stable. Although some of those community funding games, despite having great ideas, and have become complete fuck-ups. I'm thinking about System Shock 1's remake, which of course being it's a cult classic game, which having perhaps one of the best antagonist female characters in gaming ever. Which I should say gave the reason why there should be female voice for the computer chainsaw. Oh yeah, well, System Shock was the game which made female antagonists, I would say female computer antagonist viable, which of course very frightening. Well, it's still quite weird that I'm talking about completely other game and not of that game which is happening right now, Doom. But then again, what can you say about Doom? There's action. There's ugly big fat ass demons with a so-called worker smile. As you can see, his ass crack behind from his pants. Head stomp from behind. Whoop! Give me that. Leg off. Oh yeah, indeed. Yeah, and of course those level challenges are usually quite... I think I killed it with a... straight with a weapon. And the reason why I'm not showing secrets so well is mostly because I don't want to bore you by not having any... any case. Of course the original Doom had no any kind of characters except the Doom guy and monstrosities. And Doom guy had even less characterization than he has now. And even in this one it's no dialogue. Very, you could say, blunt interaction of Doom guy listening and going to going to direction, or of course those item interactions of noticing that Samuel Hayden's talking about how good idea it was to use demons, and Doom guy just throws him up and throws the monitor away. I think saying that no, he's not even bothering to try to listen any of those arguments. He's just there to kill again. But no, they apparently have been able to. I guess there might be some sort of practical explanation. Of course, has been that the game would simply freeze and crash if it would try to model all the bodies which keep piling up, unless like in the original Doom, in which the bodies remained, giving quite impressive displays of horrifying violence, death, destruction and mutilation. But since Doom 3 their bodies have disappeared, of course. You could explain that they are Doom demons. Their physical presence in this reality or Mars is much weaker, so which means that that is why their bodies disintegrate as their spirit they are made of just breaks down and leaves, and their body they made of is just so squishy.
Demonic presence with unsafe.
Looks like some kind of I wonder did I do it? Crispy Pinky, and I blew your fucking ass off. And your head off too. And of course pink demons in this one they appeared much later. Oh, in a sense much more intimidating. Mostly because they're a bit more effective damage making, and all that has made it possible that the creature can have armor in its from making it something that you really wanna try to get to the ass side of it, unlike in original Doom where pink demons were just, we could say they were perhaps the most intimidating appearing basic monstrosities of the original Doom, but they were in a sense least dangerous as they did not shoot at you, while everything else did.
Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
And the aim of Doom's monsters has usually been quite good. They're not blind. In a sense that they know how to shoot with their use their guns. Oh. Yeah, the Doom guy, despite being a horrifying badass and enraged to his core, to demons, is still not without you could say, silliness or Doomguy is a character that you shouldn't take too seriously. Now to get further. And it looks like... no, it didn't. Horrifying things. Something is seeing. That looks something really big and nasty and vicious. But time to get forward. And that is the Helix Stone. The very powerful and important artifact recovered from hell. And it has a great meaning. So the Doomguy is about to do stuff with it.
You should not have allowed his location to be discovered. You have failed us.
It was not me. It was Samuel. He led them to his tomb. Please, we can overcome this. I promise. The gate will be opened as planned.
And something did not want something else be found. And of course the something else which was not wanted to be found is the Doomguy himself. Yes, the creatures of hell know how dangerous it is. Yep. Things are... you could say that they are, from the matter of Doomguy, it is quite... him being very dangerous is quite much true. So perhaps the fact that demons they have made a statue of him would imply that demons worship something which scares them, and being able to scare things which are themselves very scary themselves should tell something about how absolutely monstrous and powerful ass-kicker Doomguy is. That looks some sort of weapon or tool.
The Crucible. That's what she was looking for. Vega, did you get the location?
Yes. It is located in an uncharted region of the Titan's realm, but we'll need to rupture another Argent accumulator to create the portal. The only accumulator in this sector is in specimen CD 587.
You're going to have to remove it. Once you've extracted the accumulator, it will become unstable. The ruptured casing should cause a rift strong enough to send you back to their world. We can determine your point of entry using the tether system I uploaded to your suit. Retrieving the Crucible is critical. Without it, we have no way of shutting down the well and closing the Hell portal here on Mars.
Oh, look at that! It's an ambush! And it looks like there's need to do find a way to get back to hell as the portal can't be opened, and there's an object called Argent Accumulator, which is some sort of big battery, something which has to be, which was put to some creator, and once it's removed from it, it will make reality bend, twist, and go berserk, and with that Doomguy is able to get to hell back to fetch the crucible, which is that weird sword or key-looking object. Which is apparently something very necessary for purpose of managing to solve this. It's not crisis, then at least bad case of Taco demons. Hell Knights. And more than you can even count. Oh, there he is. All kinds of unpleasant stuff.
Lockdown disengaged.
Yeah, Doom guy must be busy. He's got lots of job to do. Yep, thread the needle. And that's Olivia's cult, and this must be its church. I still find though, as I know, temple is in a sense universal word referring to place of worship, but I think church has more dignity in it, as it would be church of whatever. And of course this place being, well, this does have that certain kind of church-like setting and aesthetic of benches, altar, and some sort of imagery behind the altar. Nothing too bad. But then again, knowing that this is based on the Western style of religion and imagery, use of church-like picture form is not unexpected or possibly even implausible. Hell, who would have even be able to think that the Christianity would be very strong after 2000 years? And of course there has been dogmatic shifts and practical reasons to get difference and all that, and it's become much, but it's still going strong. Oops, just improvised the lift. So we're going to go up, yep, up. Something makes a loud noise over there. Hello. Having hot flashes, motherfuckers. Oh yeah, and the pink demons. They're very dangerous if you let them be. But actually, no, if you just try to take them head on, you lose. It doesn't matter how badass Doom guy is. He will lose because those creatures are created to run towards you and stomp you, bite, gore, and tear you up to bits.
Lazarus wave at full charge, ready for activation.
And that's quite impressive looking red swirly thing.
Of mankind. On this day, We may cause
but it's
confusion to their
gone
cause.
out.
Our salvation lies with them.
I pulled you from that tomb in the Calendar Sanctum for this reason. I know she is weak. Our work doesn't come without risks, and I released you from your prison to help mitigate those risks. I knew that in the event of a catastrophe, you'd be the only thing that could stop them.
Well, of course, knowing that the fact that yes, there are risks, and they knew there were risks, and they did everything they could to mitigate them. But of course, they probably, I would say, Dr. Samuel Hayden, being a very cyborg person, is probably quite immune to demonic possession. I'd imply that demonic possession needs to have something, does something for your organic systems, and Sam Hayden is very little organic, so there's very little of things demons could possess him. Or maybe he's just an unusually... I'd say that him, for the Doom guy himself, is an unusually incorruptible by the demons. While I'd say most people are not unusually incorruptible. Although, well, Dr. Hayden might be unusually incorruptible because of those cybernetics, but Doom Guy is just as incorruptible, mostly because of his very big amount of rage and hatred towards demons. To him, destroying them is not a matter of... It's just a matter of principle and personal grudge. Nothing. It has nothing to do with. Yep. Interesting good challenge. Yes. Give me some. You dog. Get out of my way. Doom guy is not in the mood for bullshit. Like this. Oh yeah, and of course the plasma gun's heat can be vented out really effectively. It's quite handy, this. Ouch. That
Demonic
hurt.
presence at unsafe levels. Lockdown in effect.
That must lead to some big important thing. But I still wonder, of course I can figure out what's the gaming purpose for these teleports and all that, but I still wonder how they work in narrative sense of Doom. Making that Doom guy is a complete death machine, angry as about as well, angry, whatever thing is very angry. Yeah, lockdown is in fact, and Doom guy is also in effect, meaning screw your lockdown, screw your rules of engagement. Doom guy knows only one rule of engagement: thorough. And he also, foremost because he does not believe anything excessive use of force. There is no excessive use of force when you deal with demons. There's just sufficient use of force, which in a sense actually would be quite actually viable instruction in real life as well. If you use force, if you must use force, you must use sufficient amount of it. Meaning that if you must guard your life and you have a machine gun, you use that machine gun. You do not hesitate in using force and get killed because of that. You didn't use your force enough when you had to. That's the let's go. You're out. And Cybermen by there. And the regular one as well. I'd say that the regular ones are even ugly. The Cybermen by even more uglier than the regular ones. That's way down. Was there any other way down? Not so. So time to go. Oh yeah, I
You
got.
need to rip out the Argent accumulator powering the Cyber Demon. Destabilizing the core will cause a rift that will send you back to hell. Once the Crucible is in your possession, we will pull you out.
Well, and that, what's behind that door looks, that is probably something big and angry, which is gonna be faced next time. See ya.